So this is the, what is it, Gaibo SM-12 soybean milk maker. It's given up the ghost. So I just want to see what's inside. Just want to see how much electronics are inside this hub here, because this is basically a switch and must be housing all the motor, etc. So yeah, let's just open it up and see what's inside. And model is SM-12. 680 watts. It was donated to us, given to us from a family member, but unfortunately I think it's had a bit of a hard time. So we used it once and it worked, but after that nothing's happened at all. It just seems to get very hot, but the motor doesn't turn. So we've got an off and an on here. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to turn this clutch switch, and that engages a clutch mechanism which will mash up the beans, and at the same time this plate down here will heat up the soybeans and create your soy milk. We've got two LEDs just here heating, and then I think that's a finished LED. We've got a manual here. There we go. SM-12 from Gaibo. So we've got supposed to be a buzzer. We haven't heard the buzzer trigger, but red lamp and green lamp indicator are on. Red lamp and green lamp will stay on until the power is cut off. And it's supposed to take about 20 minutes to do this as well. So yeah, it does a grinding, filtering, heating and boiling. But the motor stopped working, so something's broken on this. Might just be age. Right, let's have a quick look. So there's our hot plate. It's quite warm when it's in use, and above here we've got the clutch mechanism. So if I just engage that by turning the knob, you can see that brings the clutch mechanism down. So inside there's a motor, and there's the cogs which engages the clutch. We've also got these pins here, one on either side, and they must engage with this ring here. So there's our engagement ring, and there's the cogs to engage as well. Okay, this is still hot because I've been testing it, so I'm just going to put it onto something without burning the rug. So there we go, there's our engagement mechanism. Let's take this out. Excuse the dirt, it has been used, not been cleaned because we've been testing it, but we've got this metal ring here must engage with that peg, and that must touch this side, and then over here there's another peg which must go up to that. So I'm not quite sure, that must detect water level, I guess. So, and then we've got the mincing device in there, a bit like a blender, isn't it? So that's where you put the beans in this tray. There's the lid. You put the lid on like so, secure the lid, and then it grinds the beans inside this little cage. There's a filter, little mesh, and then you fill it up with water and you create some soy milk from that. So I need to make sure that we've tested it thoroughly by filling it up enough. There's no level on here. Oh no, there is. There we go. So let's have a quick look. So we've got max and min. So I'm going to fill that up. We're going to plug it in. We're going to see what happens. We've tested a few times and it hasn't been working. It's not jammed, because if I twiddle the knob at the back, the cogs, you get our little blade spinning. So that should spin, and inside here there's the soybeans. What we're going to do is we're going to wait to see if we can hear that auger going, that blade. But this is where I don't think it... Well, it's been on for 5 minutes and I'm not hearing any motor at all, so I think that's dead. I can hear the element, the heating element, clicking in and out. But yeah, no motor, so... Oh dear! We have to open it up and see what's happened. Be interesting to see what's inside this dome anyway, so let's get that done and see what's inside. Right. You may have noticed these just kind of pop out. They're just little clip holder things. And then, our top comes off. Not much in there. Crud. And here's our motor. Quite substantial, actually. Guess it's got to be fairly torquey. So, yeah, wow, check out that. Proper little motor going on there. Now, it does spin. Spin nice and freely. So I'm guessing that has just given up the ghost. You can see the brushes. This side and this side. They're the brushes for the motor. Are they touching? I think they are. I believe they are. Just turn it around. Yeah, they're touching. Little capacitor, always wet. A bit moist in here. There's some sort of thermal fuse, possibly, or a little reed switch. That's just tied on there. But there's one on this side. Possibly, or just a junction. So there's the clutch mechanism just going down and up. It touches a micro switch. Just about hear that as it goes down, but yeah, it's wet inside here, which, that's not good for it really long term, is it? This should be sealed, I would say, really, but bit of corrosion, bit of crustiness, but yeah, nothing obvious that I can see. I mean, this will be a 240 volt motor, because of course it's mains plug. 5 amp fuse. Right, well, there's one micro switch, and by pushing on one of those little pins at the bottom here, one of these, that's what's triggering the micro switch. So I guess it will not enable until you've screwed it down into position, and that will automatically enable that. Not much else to it. There's the other pin, just seems to be floating in the breeze. That goes down there somewhere. And yeah, there's nothing obvious. It's just basically a motor. Now there must be some sort of timing circuit, unless it just spins and spins and spins until it thinks it's finished, but there must be some sort of timer circuit. Can't see it from here. Not really a huge amount to see, but certainly everything seems to look okay. So if I put this in, there's our tracks again for the pins. So wind it up, place it in, and as we wind down, you will see that micro switch go. There you go, you can just see it moving. You see that just in there. So that's enabled. So that's probably now enabling the motor, I guess, and the heating element. Doesn't do anything until that's done. And this freely turns. So, not easy to get the carbon brushes out, but I can't imagine this has had a lot of use. So I suspect something's died somewhere. There's our spindle. You can see the carbon brushes just either side. Nothing appears to be broken, although it is a bit wet in here, so maybe over time things have just got a bit crusty. Okay, I'm going a bit deeper, so I've just removed the screws from here. Nothing crazy, just a few screws, and let's pull this off. Ooh, there's a lot more gubbins here. There's our lighting circuit. We've got some sort of little relay system here. Oh, this is where our mains comes in up here and then into the transformer. And then we've got some logic here. Oh look, there's another micro switch. So, there's an, oh, interesting. Another micro switch. Can you see how that works? So it's like a two-stage thing. So in addition to the one inside, there's one here. And then at the back here, a lot more logic. This is probably our timing circuit, I guess. So this will run for a certain amount of time, and it probably alternates the motor going and the heating element, and probably making sure that it doesn't overheat and burn your beans, because no one wants some burnt beans. But yeah, so quite a bit to that actually. A bit of grease around here just to enable smooth twisting, but we know we've got mains to it because it heats up okay. It's just simply the motor, but you know, we'll have to start testing all the switches. They seem to work. We've got the one in there which we know gets triggered, and then we've got a little circuit here. With a relay or something on there. And then over here, another couple of what look to be kind of relays. Maybe controlling the heat on the motor. And then our logic board down here. And there's our buzzer, in fact. You can just see the black buzzer. That's our alarm, which I'm not sure if we've ever heard actually. Don't think we've had that bit going yet, but there's our warning buzzer. There's a chip on there as well. Little protection board here, just to separate anything. It's quite neatly made out, I guess. You know, there's quite a lot of wiring in here in this short space, but it's quite well packed. But yeah, considering this was dead and it's pretty old, we probably didn't expect to resurrect it. I don't think. I suspect the motor's died somehow, or whatever's controlling the motor has died. So yeah, I just thought I'd open it up and have a quick look inside and see what was going on. I'm definitely hearing the heating element clicking out. I'm pretty sure I'm hearing the motor relay clicking. So something somewhere's just given up the ghost. Removing this sleeve just gives us a little bit more access to the motor area. You can see the spring mechanism here where you push it down, and then you can see that micro switch just at the back here. They don't tend to go faulty very easily, so it's probably a chip on here that's died, I suspect. Not really worth repairing, to be honest, due to the age of it, and it's not in the cleanest state either. So just wanted to see what was inside, and yeah, appreciate what's gone on to package this, all these connections and motors and switches. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? Anyway, there we go. That's it. That's the Gaibo soybean milk maker SM-12. That's what's inside. Thanks for watching.